I want to welcome everyone to today's webinar, and we'll get started just here in a second. Let's go through the agenda. As you can see, we're going to cover all the different things we're developing for the SharePoint environment, especially in Office 365, can actually give you some reasons why you're using SharePoint. Again, we're going to talk about the SharePoint Productivity Suite with the other products. We're going to help you get the most out of your Office 365 environment. We're going to do a full run of a demo of Root, and you'll get to see a live environment. We're going to actually show you how Champion's using it. And then we'll give you some next steps, things that you can do to maybe start seeing if this is something for your company. So with that, let's talk about the SharePoint Productivity Suite. And this is a bunch of products that we're developing that take advantage of the Office 365 ecosystem. So as you probably know, inside Office 365, there's a lot more than just email and SharePoint and Skype. You know, there's all of these other products out there like Delve and Yammer and Planner and videos and I mean, a whole bunch of other applications that you can take advantage of. And what we're trying to do is build a productivity suite that will give you the ability to take advantage of what you're paying for. One of the things, you know, we have about 2,600 customers that we have migrated into Office 365. And having that large of an audience, we do a lot of poll questions and survey questions to find out what they're looking for out of Office 365. And the one thing that is universal across all of our customers is they want to try to take advantage of all of the benefits they can get from Office 365. They just don't know what they are or how to use them. So part of our job is going to be developing products like Root and Crown, and you'll see a whole bunch more of products out there that will go into SharePoint and really make it easy for you to use SharePoint and to make it productive for your environment. Root we're going to talk about today. Obviously, that's our intranet portal. But, you know, look on our events calendar and you'll find, for instance, Crown, which is our learning management system that has gamification built in. And this is another platform that people are using in SharePoint to make their investment in Office 365 really pay off. So what is Root, and why is it so important that you look at building an intranet site for your company? We really have tried to use some intelligence in building this. We did an intuitive design. I think you'll see how easy it is to use, and it's really immediately useful. You don't have to train your users how to use it. We're finding that, you know, millennials, they like the portal type environment. As we hire more and more people coming out of college and more young people for our environment, they really like the social part of the networking that we're now doing inside of Champion. And I think your clients will also, or your employees will also. So this is a pre-built. So this is already constructed. It's not like you have to know SharePoint and you have to know SharePoint development. And it's an intranet portal that runs on Office 365 and centralizes access to the important information in your company. It gives your employees a one-of-a-kind intranet portal that is intuitively designed, intelligently built, and immediately useful. And Root is affordable. One of the survey questions and replies that we got is that Root has to be, number one, inexpensive. It can't break the bank on putting an intranet portal in. It's got to be easy to use and, more importantly, easy to manage. And I think you'll see that from this Root. Now, I know this is an eye chart here, but, you know, basically we increase productivity by giving your people a much easier way to communicate inside your corporation, whether it's tasks or relevant news or critical email documents. You'll find out in Root this will be an easy way for people to get around the Office 365 environment. it really facilitates communication. It uses products like Yammer, which you probably are not utilizing. They're part of the Office 365 suite. We streamline processes, and I think you'll see that we have easily deployed workflows that you can use without having to be a SharePoint developer. And we also foster collaboration, and that's really what SharePoint has been built on from the beginning. So if you look at it, we really have broken it down into 3 different areas. An employee self-service portal with things for your human resources, IT requests, facilities if your light bulb's out or your carpet needs cleaning. There's a time clock, employee suggestions, and so on. And then we go into the corporate or company and department bulletin boards, things like corporate calendars and corporate goals. One of our favorite sites here at Champion is the birthdays and anniversaries. Most people don't know when people started with the company or how long they've been there, but also their birthdays and when they celebrate those. So, that's an important part of this social networking that we've built in. And then, of course, information source, things like special offers and promotions, weathers from all the locations. If you're a company that's got locations all over the world, you can actually set it up so people can see weather from different parts of the world. And when you're talking to somebody over there, you'll know what it's like, the quote of the day and RSS feeds and things like that. So let's talk about the employee self-service portal, because this is a relatively new add-on for us. And things that people have been asking us for is things like a time clock, being able to punch in and punch out as part of the portal, so that especially if you have hourly employees, this is a great way to keep track of the hours that they have. Time off requests can be built in to communicate with HR systems, expense reports, holidays, timesheets, room reservations for meetings, along with being able to reserve resources like projectors and easels and things like that. You also have a business self-service portal that allows you to inventory, do a resource inventory of all your copiers and PCs and so on. You also have a maintenance calendar of when they should have maintenance done to them, and then a new hire onboarding process, which I think you'll see is pretty cool when we do the demo. The ability to now hire a new person and have a lot of the things that they need: a new office or cubicle, a new computer, a new access, like their Active Directory account and so on, all can be automated to be set up for them. So pretty cool. So let's get into the root demo here. So let me get to my browser here. Sorry about that. And you'll notice that I'm going to go right in through my Office 365 login. So we'll go in here. I'll log in. And this is probably very familiar to all of you that have Office 365. I start here on the main page, and this gives me all my applications. If I go in here to SharePoint in Office 365, you'll see that we have a bunch of things, different sites, everything from HR and so on. But root is what we're going to be using today. As you can see, gamification is down here also. But let's get into the root portal. So you see that this is running right inside Office 365, so it's easy to deploy and it's easy to access. That's one of the nice things about the cloud is no matter if you're in the corporate office or if you're in a satellite office working from home, wherever it might be, this is accessible to you. So as you can see, it knows that I'm logged in, so this is my Office 365 environment. Up here at the top, you can see that we have some links to other SharePoint environments that we had prior to Office 365. So if, for instance, I wanted to go into the marketing department or HR, they have their own SharePoint sites. I can click right here. I can go into our catalog for all the different products that we carry. So they're really easily accessible to anyone in your company. And then these widgets, and we have actually separated our environment into 19 different widgets that make it very easy for your people to be able to access the information that they need. And let me just walk you through just a couple of the widgets here. And I don't want to take up your time just showing you the different widgets, but the ones that are popular for us, first of all, is this users widget. And this actually is pulled right from Active Directory. So in here, you're going to see the names of the people that are on our domain. And if they've built their profile with a picture or with an emoji or any of those type of things. For instance, Christine Bettis here is obviously a big Dolphins fan. So it's a real nice way to get to know people. But you could go in here and, for instance, if you wanted to know more information about Bill Ginn, I can click on Bill's picture, and you'll notice that it took me to Delve. Delve is another product that's in Office 365. And as you can see, these are all the products that are in Office 365. And most people aren't familiar with things like Delve and like Planner, Video, and Sway, and these Yammer. There's a lot of applications in Office 365 that people don't take advantage of. And Delve is really one of them. Now in here, you can see that Bill gives us some information about himself, his extension, his email address, and all of these blue items here came out of Active Directory. All the other ones, Bill has gone in here and actually edited his profile to give us that he went to the University of Cincinnati, his birthday's on August 18th, and so on. These are the people that Bill works with most often. So they're clicked right here. So if I wanted to communicate with Mark or so on, it also gives me the reporting schedule for Bill right out of Active Directory. As you can see, Bill reports to Mark, who reports to Michael, and so on up the line. But it's all right here. And even if I wanted to send Bill an email, I could do it right from here. I could also, if this was mine, and I'm going to click into my profile, that's also where you would edit your profile. So this is very, very easy to do. You can click in here. The blue things, like I told you, those come from Active Directory, so I can't change those things like my title, who I report to, the department I'm in, and so on. But all these other things, if I click here, you'll notice that I get the ribbon like I do in all the Office products here. And I could go in here and change, about me, been married 38 years, 2 children, and so on. I can go in and show my contact information. I can go in here and get more details, birthday, where I went to school, those type of things. Very easy to edit my details just by going in and clicking. And it's a great way for people to get to know you and more about your company. Here's the people I work with. Here's my reporting. So you can see everyone is here. And if we go back to the dashboard, you could go in here and email people right from here. But one of the key searches for us is the ability to go in and search that database. Right inside Delve, you have all that information. Well, as an IT company, we have a lot of skill sets in our company, and they might be here in Boca, they might be in Ohio or North Carolina or Atlanta or any of our 22 offices that are spread across 11 states here in the U.S. But I might need a skill set. So, for instance, I might be working on an Excel spreadsheet, and I don't know how to embed graphs or be able to do pivot tables. So if I type Excel in here, I guess I should spell it right, and I hit enter, you're going to see that anyone that has a skill set that put in their profile Excel, I can go in here and then I can click, for instance, on Stacy, and it will take me to where? Her Delve profile. It will allow me to call her, email her with questions right from her Delve profile. So very cool people search. You could search for anything that's in their profile, and it's a really nice way to be able to distribute the information amongst your company in one nice, easy, clean environment. We have these events here, And this is coming right out of our marketing calendar. So for instance, if I want to click on this event here that we're doing, this happens to be our webinar here today. Here's the PDF that you probably got mailed for it, and all this information is in our marketing calendar, and it's actually distributed right in this one little widget. Like I told you, one of the most popular widgets that we have is this birthday and anniversary. So I know that Michael Gray had a birthday on the 16th. Mike Eldridge is having a birthday tomorrow. I got to make sure I say happy birthday to him. But I can also go in here and see who's been with Champion. Candace has been here 13 years, Tammy 2, and these are people that are having anniversaries in the month of June. So really nice widget, nice easy way to really build that community inside your corporation. Recognition, this is a nice little like pat on the back here. You can go in and say congratulations to certain people, give them a little heads up on a job well done right here that everyone gets to see every day. This is probably the one that most people like to talk about with this, is this departmental requests. And, you know, in here we have built different departments that you can see. And in each department, so in accounting, I have credit app, I have sales, I have tax. If I go in here to education, you can see Office 365 and Root. So that those categories are going to change based around the department that you pick. So let's go in here. I'm going to pick printer, and let me just tell them this is a test so they don't actually come out here. I need toner. And I hit submit, and a request has now been emailed to the IT department that lets them know that Kevin Vogel, who's logged in here in Office 365, has put in an IT request for printer toner, and they'll come out and be able to give me the toner that I need. And it was that easy to do. And whether I wanted help with CRM or with Outlook, or I wanted, you know, to go to the marketing department and tell them I need collateral, it's done the same exact way. And you'll see how easy it is to actually go in and create this workflow. And that's really what it is, SharePoint workflow. And I'll take you there once we go into the administration portal. Just a couple more widgets I'll show you here. So for instance, these are our corporate goals, which our CEO sets up for us. We also have all of our social networking here on one row. So our Facebook feed, our Twitter feed, and our LinkedIn feed are right here. So these widgets, the reason we went with widgets, and as you can see, they're very clean, but they also translate to any device. So whether you're running a PC like I am, or you're running a Mac, or you're running an iPad, or an Android tablet, or a Google Chromebook, or your cell phone, you'll be able to get a very similar experience no matter what device you're using. So it's a very, very intuitive way to use this. So if the screen gets really small, you probably will only see one widget on your cell phone at a time. But you'll be able to see the widget and be able to work inside the widget one at a time because that's how widgets work. They basically self-adapt to the screen resolution of your device. But let's go into the administration portal. Let me show you that where we spent most of our time here inside Root was designing this administration portal to make it very easy for you to be able to customize your environment for your needs. Instead of, we tried to build this portal that's flexible. And you got to remember one thing, that this is built on SharePoint. So it is completely customizable, even if you don't have any SharePoint skills. If you do have a company that does SharePoint work for you, this is not special code. They could go in here and customize things. Obviously, we offer SharePoint services. We can go in and customize this for you any way you want to see it. So as you can see, we have the blogs here. But if you remember in that workflow, we had departments and categories. So if we go in here, these are all the departments that we have, and you can go in here and you can, for instance, this was a test that we did last time, so I'm just going to delete that category or that really department out of here. It just takes a second here to refresh. And you'll be able to go in and you notice that no skills or anything. I put these to training in here last time. You can see my name when I do demos. I like to create things. So I'm actually going to delete these training departments that I put in here. And let's go in and create a new one. So if I go in and I say new item up here, I can give any title that I want. So let's think of manufacturing. Okay, I know we don't manufacture, but that's okay. I can go in here and put a group. Now what it's going to do, it's going to pull a group out of our Active Directory. So let's just take Sales Fusion. It's right here at the top. So this is where the person that's going to get the alerts has to be part of this group. But the department group, in other words, who we can assign the task to, can be a different group. So if I go in here and I say Sales Activities instead of Sales Fusion, and then I can make a manager of this group, and I'll just make it me. As you can see, it pulled up my name right out of Active Directory, and I can create it. So manufacturing is now going to be a department inside of our workflow widget that you saw, the departmental request widgets. Now I can go ahead and add categories underneath manufacturing. So for instance, if we manufacture PCs, I could put PCs. Department would be manufacturing. I can hit save. And it will create the PC category underneath our department. Just so that I do more than one, I'll go in here and put storage. And again, pick manufacturing and say save. And now if we go back to root in our departmental requests, you're going to see that there is now going to be a department called manufacturing. And I'll just hit my dashboard button right here. And this will take us right back into root. So we have our departmental requests here, as you can see. And if I click on the down button, there's manufacturing. And underneath manufacturing are PCs and storage. And I need a PC upgrade. And I hit submit. And I guess group members, email ID. Sorry about that. But you could see that it set up, it tried to send the email. I just picked the wrong category. But you could see how easy it was to set that department up. Very simple to do. And all of our administration, that's the most complicated widget that we have. So you can see that all of this administration is really easy to do. So to add employees in here, if you don't want to import them from Active Directory, you can go in and add a person one at a time. We have tips and tricks. We actually go in here and give each one of our departments the tips and trips widget, and they can go in and put, any types of tips or tricks inside that widget for the month. With the feeds that we talked about, our Twitter feed, our Facebook, our LinkedIn, and so on, are right here. Our corporate goals that we showed you, all you got to do is add a new item, put in a new goal, tell them that you want it yellow or green or red, which shows that it's either we're doing great at it, it's within reach, or red, we got to pay attention to this and make sure we get there. Archiving, you can archive any number of days of data. Navigation, so this is what shows up over here on the left-hand side for your users, and based around whether they're an administrator or whether they're a team group member. You can import different spreadsheets and pictures and things to go inside, and this is where you would do it. Your calendars, if we showed you the first one, the marketing calendar, which is here the events calendar. We also have a corporate calendar as another one of our widgets. We have a map, which I'll show you. This is where all of our offices are at, so you can see that we can show weather across pretty much anywhere in the world if you wanted to, and I'll go in here in a second and show that to you. Those widgets are down here at the bottom. To make sure that this comes up quick and your end users are getting great response from here, we have the first 6 load automatically, and then after that, they load as you need them. So if I go in here, you can see I can zoom in, and here's where all the different offices are that we have. Very cool. Or if you go up to our weather, where's our weather? We do have a weather blog. I don't know where it went, but there was a weather blog in here at one time. But that's okay. We'll keep moving on here. But one of the things that I do want to show you is some of that employee self-service that we talked about, where you could do things like timesheets and request time off and reserve meeting rooms and things like that from a single widget. So, for instance, since I'm logged in as Kevin, you can see that I have personal days. I still have 6 remaining. I have 7 sick days. I haven't taken any vacation yet, so I still have my 10 days. And these are my environment, not somebody else's. I can go in here and time in, which shows, 14:35, and I can time out when I'm done at the end of the day, and it'll report how many hours that I work for the day. I can do my expense reports in here. You can see these are the holidays, timesheets if you work on timesheets, and then these are all the room requests and being able to reserve any of the resources that you need right from this one portal. So very slick way to do it, very easy way to get around. I'm going to go back to the main root interface here because I also want to show you the other one that's in here. Under site portals, we also have the ability to do some inventory. So if you're looking to put some of your assets on inventory and be able to track where they're going. So you can see here's contracts that we have, for instance, our cleaning contract, our air conditioning contract, all those type of things, when we're going to have service done, all in a simple to easy use calendar to be able to do this. So all of this is built right into the root portal to make things very accessible to your end users. So I will go back here to root again. I'm sorry about that. Click. And it's that easy to work within. You can see that most of your employees will have an easy time getting around. It's all point and click. It all gives you the ability to see what you guys are doing. Any announcements that you want to make are easily done in here. So with that, I will go back and show you some of the next steps that we have. In fact, this will probably be a great time. We have 3 quick poll questions that I would just love to hear from you guys and see if you guys are using SharePoint. So I'm going to just launch this question for you here. If you could answer that for me, that'd be appreciated. Almost done. Okay. My next question is a pretty simple one. Is your company using an intranet site? Even if it isn't in SharePoint, are you using any type of intranet site today? Well, right now with 40% of the people voting, I got 63% of the people saying yes, they have an intranet site. So that's really very good. Okay, I'm going to close that poll. And now I'm going to ask the last of our 3 questions. And what products in Office 365 are you guys using? You can answer multiple times. If you don't have Office 365, or which products inside Office 365 are you guys using? All right, just a couple more seconds here. And thank you for that information. That will help us going forward on how to best, get out the right information to you. So what's the next step? To learn more about Root and your company's intranet, you can meet with a champion representative and start planning your new cloud identity. You can request a really personal demo where we can walk you through any information you want about this new portal. And you can go to MessageOps.com. We will be sending this presentation to you with these hot links for anyone that attended the webinar today. You can also take a look at our future events that are coming up. Like I told you, we have different products out there like Crown, which is our gamification and learning site, Vine. We have a whole bunch of different products that will be able to help you utilize your Office 365 environment. And you can also take a look at our, like I said, our Crown product at this link below. With that, I do want to thank you for your time today. I know, I've taken 40 minutes of your day. I hope this has been educational. And thanks, and have a great day.